Okay, hey everybody. This is Tony, Cosby percussion instructor. Some of you guys already know me. Some of you guys don't know me. So I'm going to be putting together a bunch of videos that you guys can look at over the course of the next 5 months before we get to band camp. Hopefully by then all this quarantine stuff will be over. Um, this one is all about just simply how to hold the sticks. Take this and study it a little bit and think about it because it's the basic building block of everything we're going to do. So I'm going to start with snare drum, which is right hand match grip, left hand traditional, and we'll start with the right hand. And basically what you want to do is put out your hand straight. You're going to put the stick down at a 45-degree angle, and there should be about 2 inches of butt sticking out of the stick. And maybe the stick's kind of going over this first knuckle right here. So if I come in closely, it kind of looks like that. Okay? Do it from this angle as well. Okay? Now here's what's maybe counterintuitive. A lot of you guys are going to want to grab on right here, and then you're done. No, that's not going to be it. You're going to put the stick like that. The first thing you're going to do is wrap your pinky around. And then you're going to try to remember that for the rest of your life as a drummer. Because this pinky sets the stage for all these other fingers wrapping around. So you kind of get to this point, I got all 4 fingers, and then you just slide, you just pop your thumb right on the side across from where your index finger is. So this is kind of what your grip's going to look like. These fingers always stay wrapped around the stick, okay? You know, I see lots of people trying to do rolls, new drummers, young drummers, and, you know, trying to do stuff like that. That's not what we want. What we want is using your fingers to basically do everything. Sound quality is better. You'll be able to play all kinds of other rudiments. If you drum like this, you're only going to get so good, and then you won't be able to play some of the more complex, really fun stuff that I'm hoping we can do. Okay? So, last recap, that, do it with me. Fingers wrapped around, pointer finger, thumb. And this little point is important. I don't mean to minimize that, but this is the fulcrum, okay? So if I have like a pressure of about maybe 3 out of 10 on every finger, maybe your fulcrum and a thumb is like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would be squeezing it as hard as you possibly can. So, all right, that's the right hand. Set up on the drum. If I tilt this forward, imagine this being 0 degrees, 90 degrees. You want the stick coming into the drum to the middle at 45 degrees. Same thing with the left hand, okay? All right, we're going to talk about a left hand now. All right, believe it or not, this is a little simpler. It's harder to do, but it's simpler in concept. So first thing is, you're going to stick your hand out like this. It's not quite like shaking a hand, but it's going to be straight out like a karate chop, okay? And you're going to put the stick right in here, about 4 inches of butt sticking out right here. And then it's going to angle forward. This is where your 45-degree angle comes from on the drum, okay? So if I'm doing this like looking down, put it in there like that, and then go 45 degrees out, okay? And now, the next thing, you got to hold it with your other hand to get this right. See these 2 fingers here? They're your ring finger. If you're married, you got a ring. Most of you folks don't have one yet. And then a pinky. These guys go together. They kind of curl, and they go under the stick, okay? And then there's a really important connection point here, which is right here with this cuticle, this index finger. This is your spring. If you go to try to pick the stick up, you need this finger under here to be the other leverage point to pop the stick up. Imagine if it's not there, I can turn my hand up. That's the best I can do, and the stick lags behind. If I put this here, I can pull it up, and it goes right along with the rotation of my wrist. Okay. The other thing that's really important is this karate chop action gives you the opportunity to be able to turn your wrist so that the stick actually goes up. Some people start from here, right? People use this term catching water sometime, especially new drummers, and that's wrong because I'm already turned. I can't turn anymore. This is the best I can do. But if I start at that angle and I got my finger here under the stick, now I'm able to turn up almost to vertical without any sloppiness, okay? The last step is take these 2 fingers and just lay them over top of the stick. Everything kind of stays in the same curvature, all 4 of these fingers. Then you're just going to lay your thumb right over top of this spot on your pointer finger. Okay? Same idea, 45-degree angle with both sticks. The beads of the stick are going to be in the middle of the drum, basically within the size of like a 50-cent piece if it was laying there, and about 1/4 of an inch off. This is your set tacit position, okay? When you're playing with one stick, the other stick stays put in the tacit position. It doesn't do this. It stays right in the tacit. Same thing with the other one. Okay? And lastly, once you have your 45-degree angle and your beads of your stick are in the middle, then you're going to pull up just a little bit so you got about 2 fingers between the rim and the stick. That gives you that little bit of angle, and you want everyone to have that same angle. Okay? Bass drummers, I want you to focus on match grip for both hands. Obviously, we're going to have another video about bass drums. I'm going to send you one as well that's pretty good. But it's the same concept. Pinky first, wrap those fingers around. Fulcrum is really important. The only difference is you're going to go all the way to the end of the stick on a bass drum. Okay, you're not going to leave that 2 inches. Tenor drummers, 2 matchsticks. Except for 45 degrees, you're going to pull them in a little bit. It's going to be more like 60. And that's because you got to be able to move around the drums and do crossovers and things like that. When you're doing that, you can't be doing that from 45 degrees. And it looks silly. So, okay, I think that's it for the technique. Take a look at it. You guys can post any comments if you have any questions. All right, get practicing, get working on this, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.